Alright, our workout for Monday evening. This is lockdown. There's a few variations in this workout according to the type of equipment you've got. I'm actually going to show you a couple of variations for those people who maybe don't have dumbbells or if they don't have access to barbells, so hopefully this will help. But ultimately, like I said, there's a couple of variations in how this is programmed. Write it down according to what you've got available, and then if you need any modifications, just drop me a message and I'll take you through some stuff. But it's going to be a long workout, and this is going to be a real good test for you if you're not very good at pacing yourself, if you're not very good in those higher rep ranges where we're looking at a bit more volume. Think about that point where you're starting to fatigue and what you need to do to maintain good positioning and good technique. So first of all, the first movement is 25 pull-ups. If you don't have a pull-up rig or a bar available, then your alternative is to do some bodyweight rows. I showed you guys a chair variation in this last week. You can have two chairs together and do a bodyweight row as we would with a bar or a low set of rings. That's perfect if you don't have anything to do pull-ups on. The other thing is a bent over row, which I'm going to show you guys in a second. If you've got the ability to do pull-ups, you're going to do 25. If you don't, you're going to do 50, either bent over row or bodyweight row, two chairs, parallettes, whatever you've got. You're then going to do some deadlifts. Again, if you've got dumbbells, you're going to do a suitcase style deadlift and you're going to do 50 reps. So for those of you who've not seen the suitcase style before, we typically do it with the feet a bit narrower and two objects down by the side, two dumbbells. Just when you're in this position, make sure those knees aren't dropping in, because that is not great for your knee health, and we want to try and discourage that as much as we can. You're going to work 50 total of the suitcase deadlift. We then have push-ups. Obviously, we know lots of variation in push-ups. If you're still struggling with push-ups, rather than drop into your knees, which changes the whole body alignment and therefore makes it harder to progress to full body push-ups, think about doing your push-ups on an object. So you could go for a chair, or obviously something a little bit lower to challenge yourself. There's loads of variations we can do in that. We then have box jumps. So as you can see in our house, we don't have the facility to do box jumps, and as much as I want to jump onto my chair, I don't trust it's going to take my weight. So we've been opting for tuck jumps instead and doing repeat tuck jumps. You could opt for something like a step up if you've got an object you can step up onto as well, of course. Our next movement is floor wipers. So if you have a barbell, your floor wiper essentially, hands are going to go onto the barbell, you're lying with your head and chest up, and then you're going to pull your feet like a floor wiper action into the opposing ends of the barbell. And there's 50 reps of that. If you don't, then we can do a similar movement with a supinated toes to bar as we have with the dumbbell. I'm going to show you a chair variation, hopefully. So if you don't have a dumbbell or similar, then this is going to be an alternative. Now, the only thing that I would say is a caveat to all these movement options, so the floor wiper, the supinated toes to bar, and the option I'm going to give you is what happens to your neck. Your weight should be through your shoulders, not directly through your neck. If you're driving that weight through your neck, then what it might lead to is things like cervical headaches are not particularly nice. So think about having your shoulder blades squeezed back together so we can put that weight through the shoulder. So your chair option, you're going to take two ends of your chair. If you've got a slightly heavier chair, that's good. Our typical floor wiper will look the same in that we're going to go into our supinated toes to bar and then feet over to the side. I'm going to show you that again. Feet over to the side and then come back down. You don't want to go too far over, otherwise obviously you'll roll over, which you want to avoid. So feet up, over to the side, and then come back towards the middle. So that would be what your lovely dismount floor wiper or your supinated toes to bar floor wiper edition would look like. We then have a single arm muscle clean and press. When we say muscle, what we're talking about is you don't have any of the normal hip pop you would have with with a clean, sorry. So normally with a clean, we have hip drive. With the the non-clean action, so the muscle action, you're losing that hip drive. So it becomes more of an arm dominant action as opposed to having that hip drive within there as well. So let me show you what that looks like. So you're going to take your dumbbell down to the floor. In a normal clean, we would have that hip pop to catch the bar. What you're going to do, or with the dumbbell, what you're going to do this time is stand and then press. And then finally, we're back to our pull-ups, bodyweight rows, or bent over row. So your bent over row, very simply, dumbbells down by the side into a hinge action, and you're going to pull dumbbells, kettlebells, whatever you've got, up towards the rib cage, avoiding any rotation of the wrist. So we don't want to see this happening at the top, because you're not putting your handbag under your arm, you're pulling a weight into your rib cage. Again, think about shoulder position. I don't want that shoulder to be slumped down here. I want good shoulder position. So guys, that is your workout. Make sure you log your scores, get everything on Sugar WOD. Let us know how you're getting on in your groups. We really want to hear how you're doing, and take care. Good luck.